Hey guys, Vern. Today I'd like to cover a topic that I call on the outside looking in. Let's check it out.
Hey, Vern.
So what exactly does that mean, to be on the outside looking in? Well, when you come to the Philippines, it's going to be a completely different experience than possibly what you're used to if you're in a first world advanced country. And what I mean by that is, here everything's still interconnected. It's not a solo me world. We're taught to be independent, to be on our own, to think for ourselves, to not be a part of a collective. Here it still is a unit, it's a collective. And each person is working together to lift up the unit, to make everything succeed and hopefully function in a healthy environment. Now, when you come here, it's like, imagine you go into a storefront window and you see the light on in the storefront, and you walk up to the window and you put your face up to the glass and you look through it and you see a whole series of things going on inside there, and you see people interacting and connecting to each other. Now that's the way I see it when you come here as a solo person to the Philippines. You're not connected to any circle or any group of people. You're this one solo person looking into everything. And maybe that's okay for you. Maybe that's what you want. Maybe that's your experience. You're okay standing back. You're not comfortable to connect to anybody. Now, why do I bring this up? Because I think if that's your mindset to come here and try to keep that same mentality, I think that the Philippines can be almost more lonely and isolating than your own home country. And why do I say that? Because here it's expected to be a part of something. They ask you, who are you with? Where's your girlfriend? Do you have a house? Do you do blah, blah, blah? They want to know what you're connected to, who you're connected to. And if you're not connected to anything, I think you're missing out on the things that you could find the joy in the community, in the family, and part of partaking in something. Now, I realize a lot of people are like, well, I'm not going to connect to that because I'm afraid that they're going to ask for money, they're going to expect this, they're going to take advantage of me. And it happens. It really does happen. It's a valid experience for a lot of people. But I think it's important to study how the Filipinos choose their mate. They don't just choose the mate, they choose the family that they connect to. They say, take your time, know her family. Don't just go after the one and think that they're not connected, because they are. So a girl and her family are one, and you become in that unit as one, or you're always going to be outside looking in. You're going to see the things going on, you're going to see the turkey dinner being made, and you're going to smell it, but you're never going to be a part of that meal. You're never going to be a part of that experience, the sharing, the talking. And to me, that feels like you're missing half of your experience here. You're selling yourself short. And I think the joy here is to connect to that community, because we're not supposed to live alone. We're supposed to be connected to other people. And as messed up as the mindset is to have that solo mentality, I think we will lose something by keeping that. I really do. And you have to think, that mindset isn't a normal human thinking mindset. We didn't really develop that selfish me attitude until what, 100 years ago? Maybe 50 years ago. It wasn't something that normal people had. It's just not a normal mindset. And to have that, to be outside of everything, I think that there's a big loss in value in that. And being single for probably the majority of my time here, I feel that. I sense that. I miss the connection to my own family, my family dinners, my doing things with the people that I loved. And not having that here, I almost feel more lonely than I would have been back home, expecting to feel that way, expecting to be on the outside. The only benefit here is if I feel lonely, I can walk up to talk to anybody. and people will talk to me. They'll be a part of my connection. And back home, I don't really have that, because if I were to walk down the street trying to connect to people, they'd be like, who is this guy? What does he want? When is he going to leave? It's not as friendly anymore. If you go outside the big city, you can find more connections, but it's still not like here. Like in a place where time has slowed down. Time has not caught up, luckily, to this area and to many of the communities where people are still connecting, preferably the third worlds. I mean, that's the benefit, I think. And so, if I were to take away anything from this, it's consider what you could be losing. Maybe you're losing more than you think you are gaining by keeping that solo mentality and not connecting to the people because of your fear. And you have to realize, coming here, we had to overcome fear just to get here, to overcome the uncertainty, the unknowns, and maybe take that next step. Maybe it'll be a bad experience. Maybe it'll be the greatest experience you ever had. But to never try that, to never go into that, something to consider. And, you know, it's just my own opinion of what I see and what I feel when I'm here being the outsider. And like I said, when I mentioned before in the hospital thing, they expected somebody to be there to bring me medicine, to come take care of me and to watch over me. Well, I didn't have that. Their society is geared for that connected community. It's completely opposite of what it's like in my place. They expect nobody to come. So they have all the people and all the things in place for nobody to show up to help you. And if somebody showed up and wanted to spend the night, they're like, whoa, you want to spend the night on this? Oh, well, let me see. Let me find out if that's okay. We're here, it's like they expect people to sleep on your bed or to be there most of the day. It's really a different experience. So one other thing to consider. If you come here with a solo mindset and your girl that you meet has a connectivity mindset of being a part of a unit, and you decide to do your thing and she decides to do her thing, you will become a house divided. And I guarantee a house divided cannot stand. Okay? So you have to really think about that. It's going to be her wanting to be close to her family and you wanting to not be a part of that. So there's always going to be some tension, some disconnect, and some problems if that is the route you decide, okay? So things to consider, and good luck with whatever you choose to do.